Lights, camera, action. Greetings and salutations, boys and girls. Max here for Mellow Media, and welcome to another mixing tutorial. Today, we are going to mix some rap vocals. Now, I know I said that this week's episode is going to be how to make your mixes more analog, but I wanted to cover this first for a number of reasons. Our second episode was how to essentially lay the foundation for a great mix. And I watched that video back later and I realized that I forgot some stuff. One of the things that I wanted to cover that is important that I do for every mix is finding the key. And somehow Bruce and I, we neglected that little piece of information. And a client sent me a mix. You know, they saw the tutorials, they saw it popping, and they're like, hey, Max, Bruce, what are you guys doing? Can you mix this song for me? And I was like, sure. And then I imported the song, I checked it out, and I was like, this is perfect. So after I had gone through the elements of the song, I hit him up and I asked him, hey, do you mind if I actually do a tutorial of how I mix this song? And this is what I said.
Okay, broski, what it does. So I just want to check with you if that's okay if I make like a tutorial out of mixing your song, because I'm just going through, there's lots of potential. So I can really make it like a sort of like a journey type
To
vibe.
which he replied, okay, so once that was done, I immediately stopped what I was doing. I closed the session, went out, got the hair faded, told Bruce to set up while I get ready, and then now we here. This episode is also great because y'all get to see how I mix rap vocals to a beat. And the song is great because there's some singing in it and I get to cover some tuning as well. Alright, before we get going with the video, the client suggested that we film the review process for you guys as an episode. If you're interested in that, let me know down in the comments and I'll definitely film it for you guys. So what you get to see are the WhatsApps that we send back and forth, some voice notes, and he got musicians and non-musicians to review the mix, and it's always nice to see how non-musicians react to having to analyze a mix. And the chief thing that we focused on in this whole process was the lead vocal, as it broke up in very unflattering ways when we added processing to it, and you get to see how you essentially have to deal with a recording that is less than ideal. So without further ado, let's get into the session. Y'all about to see me essentially mix this song from scratch and go on this journey with me. So let's go here to Cubase. We're gonna say new project and we're gonna say empty, and then what we're gonna do is we are going to import the vocals. Now if it does that, it means that he set a different sample rate to what we have over here, and these little squiggly things, took me a while to figure out what that was, but that is some kind of musical thing that messes with the timing of the files. Luckily I figured that out. You just press that boop and everything is fine. Alright, so like with the prep for success, coming back to the fundamentals, they don't fall away. First thing I do is I find the tempo, and like I said, we're going to find the key, but first let's listen to what is there before we get into it. So let's play it. And full disclosure, I already heard the rough, but for you guys.
Overlooked and lacking real belief, and that's just me towards myself and not externally. I was stuck eternally, a victim of my own brief achievements, but the durban blade no seemingly too low for my ambition.
Okay, so we have a beat over here, and we have the beat over there as well. So we have the beat. So we have the beat with drums and so we have the beat without drums. I'm seeing a Rhodes here. So like I'm gonna just say beat, no drums, and I'm gonna say beat with drums so that I know. I mean, it's not difficult because they in different places, but it's just so we know. And I see a Rhodes here. Okay. But I'm hearing a Rhodes in the beat. So I'm hearing that, and I'm hearing the Rhodes in the beat. So I might mute this Rhodes. I might mute that Rhodes. We have, let me just also relabel it Rhodes. And then we have a bass slide. That one is easy to see. So I'm going to relabel it bass slide. And then this one says vinyl noise here. Let's just spell it correct. Vinyl. Vinyl is one of those tricky things to spell. It's like one of those tricky things. We have harp. Okay, so we have a harp over here. Just like to label so that I know exactly. So I'm gonna say harp gliss. Must spell the full thing. Harp glissando. What is this? This is a kick. This is already has a kick. That already has a kick, so I don't know if we're gonna use that kick, but we'll see. I'll probably mute it because, like with the drums masterclass, as I explained, you'll be looking for phasing issues, and we don't want phasing issues. I mean, like if we just had to play those. I mean, I don't know. I'm just gonna say kick so that I know. So we got the Rhodes that I probably will mute because there's already a Rhodes in the song, and that will just get in the way. There's a reverse slide that I'm seeing here. Main. Okay, so let's remove that. That's an empty track. There's a reverse. Okay, reverse cymbal. Reverse ride. Even with these glasses, I'm blind. I'm going to say rev cymbal. That's how I know it to be. Okay, cool. So we have, in terms of beat elements, we have those. Now, I'm going to, because I know them, I'm just going to put them all in one group. So I have a little macro for that. I mean, like, Cubase is the macro king, but this macro just allows me to quickly group it, and I'm just going to say beat stuff for now. It's simple enough. We know what's in there. And it creates a folder. I'm going to call this beat stuff as well. And it creates a group that I can just easily pull down and control. And so I'm going to assume what's left are the vocals. So I see main.
My own brief achievements, but the Durban brain no ceiling be too low for my ambition.
So I'm going to say main vocal. Let's see what's here.
A vicious cycle. I'm not trying to be a throwback.
Okay, that's verse main 2. This is verse main. So say main vocal. And we're going to put that there. And we're going to say vocal double. And we're going to put that there.
Stuck in the ECF because
I can read some matrix code and I can immediately see that's some emphasis. All right, so let's go emphasis.
dropping all these dope tracks. I wrote that.
All right. Then we have random vocals here that all look similar. Okay, so I'm seeing, what am I seeing here? This looks similar to that. These look similar. That looks similar. So I got, let's just go through these vocals.
She won't let me go.
Okay, there's a singing vocal.
She won't let me go.
Okay, so he did a double of a singing vocal.
Won't let me.
Did a bass vocal.
She won't
Another bass vocal.
let me go.
Sort of like an in between, like an alto type of vibe.
She won't let me.
Okay, so this is where my gospel training comes in. I'm gonna call this soprano, and let's just label it where it's gonna go. So I'm gonna say soprano R as well, and then I'm gonna say bass vocal L, bass vocal R, and I'm gonna say alto L and alto R. So I know exactly I'm gonna pan it. I like to have it in order from highest to lowest. So I'm just gonna pan these. Let's say 75. I'm gonna pan this 75. And I'm gonna pan this 50. And this bass vocal 50. Okay, so now we have the vocals and we have this over here. I don't know what this is.
You chose rap?
Chose rap. You know, like I just felt that. I did choose rap. Ooh. I mean, I still choose rap. Can't leave rap alone. The game needs me. But anyway, let me not get all up in my feels and show my trauma on the mic.
Should have stayed in school, bro.
Yeah, bro. I mean, like, there's some bad decisions we made in life, like choosing rap was one of them.
Yeah.
Or was it?
Nah.
Okay, so you chose rap. So that's definitely going to go with as an ad lib there. So I'm going to put this all in one folder. All right. I want multiple things from it, but for now, while we are editing, I'm going to say rap vocals. And we'll just put rap vocals. All right. And then I'm going to assume this is the chorus. So if I do the beat. Okay, so that's the chorus. So I'm gonna say just hook over here, and then all of them go to that folder. So now I have the hook, I have the rap vocals hook, and the beat stuff. And I like to start with vocals first. When I edit like especially a vocal orientated song, I do like to start with vocals. When I do live stuff, I start with my drum edits, then I move on to my vocal edits, and then I move on to editing everything else. But when I do kind of like adding a vocal to a beat, the vocal requires all of the editing, so I put them at the top. And later on, I'm gonna do an episode of like formulating a mix plan. I spoke about it in Prep for Success. I start mixing with the vocals, so this picking order I have here will make sense later on when I start going through basically automating and building the mix. All right, so before I forget, let's say mixing rap vocals. So that is saved. Saving and not saving. If you've made beats and mixed for any amount of time, you would know. Okay, so coming back to the Prep for Success, applying the principles. So we're going to find the tempo. Now, the beat has some metadata in it for us. It says 75. Now we are going to test this. So I'm going to put it on 75. And then remember, like, the reason you want the tempo is so that your temporal effects like delay, pulses in time with your music and your vocals and stuff. Whoops. Ooh, look at that, boys and girls. I made the cardinal mistake of not lassoing. Let us I mean, I'm supposed to be the lasso guy, and yeah, I'm not lassoing. Okay, so let's see. It does start on 1, so I'm gonna start it there.
Been trying to break out since my adolescence. 30 plus now, still.
Okay, so let's take something like a kick that tends to be on time. Should we place that as the anchor? Because now we're trying to just anchor the song. So I'm going to use a kick, which will be...
Middle fingers up if you feel trapped. Life not giving you a gap unless the steel clap. Or you pushing clean matte white bricks in stacks. Not even corporate seems to cut it in. You still chose a rap. How was that? Don't you have a daughter? Cause she gon' live on all these lyrics. Don't you wanna spoil her? What you gonna do, boy, when the bills...
Okay, so that works. That works. It's sitting nicely on the click, so we know that the tempo works. Or else we would need to break out the BPM tap stuff or some BPM finder type of stuff. So the next thing we need to find is the key. This is what I didn't explore in the Prep for Success, and it's great because now I get to make a second video. More likes, more clicks for us, right, Bruce?
Sure.
You know what it is. Okay, so this is not a music theory lesson, and this certainly requires you to use your ears, so there's not much I can do about that foundational knowledge, but there's a number of reasons you want to find the key. So let's explore that first before we get into finding the key. So I mix a lot of live music, and you have to find the key because you have to tune vocals. You almost always have to tune vocals, especially the lead vocals. And even just as sort of like a cursory tuning, you need to put a pitch correction or auto tune on backing vocals. They almost always ask for it. Because I mix a lot of live music, a lot of errors creep in. Singers tend to miss notes, sing off key here and there, and you can tune it manually, which we are going to explore, and you can let the auto tune or pitch correction software do some of the work for you. That's why it's important. And another reason you want to find the key, because some of y'all might be thinking, why can't I just put it on chromatic and let the pitch correction do all the work for me? And there's a reason why you don't want to do that. There are times where the singer sings between two notes or sings closer to the wrong note than the correct note, and the auto tune will just correct to the incorrect note, and that will create problems for you. And trust me, the client will hit you up and say, can you fix that? So you don't want that. And when you have the key, the auto tune will most likely correct to the correct note. And this is a problem I have with modern rap music, is that the key of the music and the rap vocals, the singing rap vocals, seem to be fighting each other. This is a real pandemic, and I am sick of it.
There he is.
You know what? I was trying to be professional this whole time, but
Really?
now that joke is out my system, I can continue.
Whatever.
Let's go. So that's why you want to find the key, so you can actually set it to your auto tune to the key of the song. And when you're correcting notes manually, which is what I do as well, that's why we charge the big bucks, because we puts the work in. When you correct it manually, you know exactly which notes and key to correct to. And then this way, the vocals are not fighting the music, and there's not just this chaos of harmony. Everything is in one accord.
I knew it was coming.
Oh, you don't like that, Bruce?
Mm-mm.
Music has one accord.
Mm-mm.
Come now, Bruce.
It's okay.
All right, let's get to it. It says here A sharp minor. Now, many times bitten, forever shy. I have often asked for the key and got sheets where they have the key, and then you kind of trust that that's the key, but as you mix you realize something is off here. And so always check it. So this isn't just a prop, so let's whip this out. Let's connect it. All right, let's find the key. So you got, I think that's the note I'm hearing. Okay, cool. We got that. Da da da. So that's what it is. Da 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 da. So I'm hearing like a bra da da. Yeah, that's definitely it. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. So it is A sharp. Okay, so we have the key. If I'm correct, that's the progression, like a 1-5 progression, and those are the notes. Now that we know that the key is accurate and we can trust the metadata, how rare is that? How rare is that you can trust the metadata? Oh my goodness. All right, we can put this bad boy away. Or bad girl. I name all my instruments after women. No relation. We can remove that track. Right, so we have the key. So when we set up our tuning, when we set up our tuning and auto tune and tune vocals and stuff in a little bit, then we have the key. We have the correct key. So we have the correct key, we have the correct tempo. It's time to start editing. Now y'all get to see me really clip gain, but let's first listen to what's here by the vocals. So let's just mute some stuff here. I just want to hear the vocals and what they're doing.
Been trying to break out since my adolescence. 30 plus now, still searching for my blessings. Maybe my essence doesn't resonate amongst these vessels, harboring souls, but a victim of my own brief achievements, but the Durban brain no ceiling be too low for my ambition. A vicious cycle, I'm not trying to be a throwback, stuck in the ECF cause I'm still dropping.
All right, so like I said, we have the vocal double here, we have the vocal main, so we're gonna have to clip gain this, and from what I am hearing from the vocal double, there is some offbeatness. Now, with every genre, there's some veggies that you have to eat. With live music, the veggies you have to eat is getting your drum sound banging and judiciously layering drums and going through backing vocals, sometimes building backing vocals, foreshadowing a future episode. But with rap vocals, and even with the rapper like myself, we tend to perform out of time with ourselves. So one of the things, just as a sort of like foreshadow that I have to do in editing rap vocals, is to move the performer on time with himself.
Been trying to break out since my adolescence.
It's still not perfect, but it's better than where it was.
Been trying to break out since my adolescence.
So that's one of the things that we're going to have to consider fixing. And you also need to put emphasis on time. So if we look at all of this, you can see there's a looseness.
30 plus now, still.
So you don't want that. You want it nice and tight. You want the vocals to work nicely
In
together.
real belief.
Work nicely together, because one of the signs of sort of like an amateur rap or hip hop or just any production is timing issues. Timing issues are no. It's really one of those unforgivable sins, you know. So we're gonna spend some time now doing the clip gaining, putting the vocals on time. So let's start here. I'll only subject y'all to a few seconds of that. Let's go. What am I loading here? Get away. This is what I want. Okay, there we go. So let's bring this down. My fingers are not working. No, this is what I want. There we go. Oh man, that's a rough start to to just clip gaining. I can't imagine what awaits me. All right, so let's bring this whole thing down over here. Let's bring this whole section down over here. And then let's zoom in some more. So pressing the wrong button. There we go. So like I said, I'm not going to subject you to this, and I'm gonna clip gain this for you guys, and when I snap my fingers, it will be done. All right, so now we have the duplicate vocal. Now I spoke to the nannies here. Hang on, let me just open for her. Shalom, I'm out of focus. Oh yeah, right. Where were we? Sorry guys. Okay, so what we need to do now is, oh yes, I was here. So the client, I spoke to him about the duplicate, and I said I usually don't use duplicates, causes a lot of issues, but he wants it, so I'm going to honor his wishes. So we are going to clip gain this, and at the same time we are going to put it in time. So let's start here. Let me get my trusty cans.
Been trying to break out since my adolescence.
Okay, like I said, we need to put that on time. So I'm just gonna mute the emphasis for now, so it's not a distraction. I'll do that on its own.
Been trying to break out since my adolescence.
Much better, much better. You can see there's a bit of off-timeness there. So let us just move that.
30 plus now, still searching for 30 plus now, still searching for my blessing.
Okay, let us push that back.
Still searching for my.
Ooh, this one is tricky. Still searching for my blessing.
30 plus now, still searching for my blessings. Maybe my essence doesn't resonate amongst these vessels, harboring souls, but I know.
All right, so that is an example of essentially what we are going to do to get the vocal where it needs to be, clip gaining it and everything. So we are just going to get in here, just so that this section matches that one in a bit of energy. We're just going to bring it down. And then later on, while I am automating, I tend to really zoom into the process of clip gaining and so on. But as like before, gonna magically just, and the finished product will appear. Spit in there. Spit in bars, y'all. All right, so let's have a look at it. So we put stuff on time, we clip gained it. It is looking pretty. It is looking nice. Let's quickly move on to the emphasis. So as with the drum tutorial where I edit toms, one of the crossover editing functions is that I can use detect silence to delete all of the little in-betweens of the emphasis. Now, there tends to be a lot of mouth clicks and noises and stuff. So when I detect silence on this, I can just make sure that I'm getting everything and all of it, and then press process. So what that does is slice his vocals into, well, slices. And then, like with the tom edits, I just need to make sure that it's not eating into the vocals, it's not taking away anything. And another reason I like to do this is because it actually is easier for me to clip gain vocals and to move them on time. So like there, it's out of time. So now it's easier for me to move it in time, because then I'm not moving the entire take. I'm just moving the pieces of the takes that need to be on time, like here. So let's switch that on.
30 plus now.
So now that is nicely on time. And if we look at that, we can just put it on time.
But I know. In real belief.
Okay, let's check this.
Self and not externally.
Okay, so there we go. That is out of time. It starts out of time and then moves in time. So we can just move that over there.
And not externally. Self and not externally.
Okay, so as with the other two, I'm just going to do a bit of fast forwarding here, because watching paint dry is not anybody's idea of fun. So all right, so there we have it. We have your emphasis. So what I decided to do as well, in addition to putting it on time, clip gaining it, is to create two different channels. Let's just also bring that down. Is to create two different channels where I have rap vocals go left and right, because they only did one emphasis, and just to bring a bit of interest to it. And yeah, there we go. Emphasis in time, emphasis clip gained largely. I see, like, forgot one there, got one there. Okay, let's just clip gain some more a little bit, you know. Okay, so now everything is on time and looking delicious. Vocals are edited, and man. All right, now that we're done editing the rap vocals and they look sexy and they automated and clip gain, we're going to move on to the singing vocals, what I deem to be the hook. So let's just listen to what is here. What am I looking at? So I know he says, "She won't let me go."
She won't let me go.
What is he up?
She won't let me go.
Let's see, listen here.
She won't let me go.
Okay, so just reading the matrix code looks very similar. Seems like all of these are the same.
She won't let me go.
So it seems like this is these high notes, but just higher in volume. So this is where knowing the key really, really helps and works. So we're just going to tune these vocals. We know that it's A sharp or B flat minor. Now, this is, like I said, it's not a music theory lesson, unfortunately. So if you do not understand music theory, you're going to be lost for a little bit. But if you do, this is a nice bonus. So we're going to start with this top vocal over here, and we're just going to see the notes that he's singing. So, she won't let me go. Something like that.
She won't let me go.
Da, 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 da. Like I said, I'm not a singer, I'm a rapper. Let's go.
She won't let me go.
Da, 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 da. Okay, let's see. It starts out, let's just take that snapping off. Okay, so we see some notes that's not in the key. So we We know that G sharp's in the key, so the key of A flat. And before we continue, so Cubase allows you to do this. I can select A sharp and I can select Aeolian. Like if you know your modes, you know Aeolian is just a natural minor and they put it there in the parentheses. So which is gonna come in handy in a little bit, which just allows us to quantize notes instead of having to drag them manually. So I know there's G sharp, there's A sharp. I'm seeing a C sharp, which is there. I'm seeing a D. A D is not in A sharp minor. So it could be a D sharp and there's no E, so it could be an F. Now it could be tuning sharp or flat. We will just need to see. So I'm going to put it there for now as just sort of like a cursory thing. And let's hear.
She won't let me.
Okay. Like I said, I could be tuning sharp or flat. So it needs to be like that. It needs to be like this. Da 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 da.
She won't let me go.
Okay, so now it is. I'm not going to make that too straight. Now it's on key. So this looks the same. So let me just go here.
She won't let me go.
So now that we know the line essentially, we can just quantize. So you can see he misses this note over here. But we have the key, so we can just do this and say quantize. And then it will snap everything into place. Now, if you miss that, I'm going to do it again. Select all the notes and then press quantize. And it will just quantize it to the key. And essentially what we had previously, it will do for us. Let's see, listen to that.
She won't let me go.
There we go. Let's straighten that note just a little bit. And now we have these two tune.
She won't let me go.
Now, I'm just going to copy and paste that tuning because it's all the same. Now, usually you have to be a bit more disciplined because in live music, there's no copy and paste really. You have to tune all the way through. But luckily for this, we don't have to tune all the way through. What we are just going to do is I'm just going to cut here, cut there, and then I'm going to paste there. And I'm going to copy this over here. And I'm going to paste it there. Whoops. I'm going to paste it there. It seems like we need it there, and there. So now that part is done. So now we move on to the alto vocal. So let's see what's here.
She won't let me go.
That sounds pretty much on key. Let's just observe. So probably something like that. Something like that. If we had to press quantize, let's see. Let's just switch that snap off.
She won't let me go.
That is pretty much on key. Let us go to this guy. Let's listen to that.
She won't let me go.
So we're just going to hit quantize and let's see. Ooh, Cubase quantizing to the wrong place.
She won't let me go.
All right, cool. And now the bass vocal.
She won't let me go.
Okay, now that I know the line, I know that must be on F. Let's cut that. That must be on F sharp. And then we quantize. Okay.
She won't let me go.
Let's just quantize. Let's do that.
She won't let me go.
There we go. There we go. That is correct. Let's do the next bass vocal, the last bass vocal.
She won't let me go.
It is very much largely in key, so put that to the F. Let's quantize. Let's hear that.
She won't let me go.
I might need to just bring this down over here.
She won't let me go.
Okay, cool. I'm happy with that. So now we have manually tuned everything. And the great thing about this is, coming back to the Prep for Success video, remember when I said you want to copy and paste? So now I'm just going to copy. Okay, I thought I cut this. So we're just going to copy all of these vocals because they seem to be reoccurring. And we're just going to paste them. And paste. And paste. Paste them here. Paste them there. Cool. So now we've pasted them everywhere and we just can delete what is underneath. A guy said that to me once and I put it in my caregiving matrix, so I say underneath. Right, so now we have our vocals tuned. If we want to put some auto-tune on it to give it an effect, we still can, but let's put some tuning on it. And now everybody has auto-tune. I have auto-tune, but I'm just going to plug, because I don't know, I'm one of the Reason homies. So I'm just going to put that at 12, not that it matters. I'm going to put this in a natural minor. I'm assuming this is a natural minor. And I'm going to put A sharp. I love Neptune. I love Reason. I still use Reason quite a bit. I use Neptune. Neptune has some crazy sauce. And, just want to shout out Reason instead of everybody has auto-tune. Put this on and then, yeah. I don't need to adjust for anything. I'm just looking what I need to adjust for and we're good. So I'm just going to copy and paste to the next one. And then if you look at that one, I'm going to copy and paste. So now all of them have that auto tune on, but I'm going to come here. I'm going to say low frequency, because it's a really low frequency for this guy. Now, when you have the auto-tune plugin, it does cater to the soprano, alto, tenor, and low vocal, so it has those algorithms in place. But like I said, I just wanted to shout the homies out because I'm a Reason user besides being a Cubase user. So now what will happen is, because it has the key on it, and it has and I tune it, it should sound pretty awesome.
She won't let me go.
Now it's nicely corrected. Now let's hear to the music. Okay, let's pan it again. We're not gonna observe strict panning. We just want to hear to the music now that it's in key.
She won't let me go. She won't let me go. She won't let me go.
All right, and that is how I tune vocals. Right, now that I have done all the basic edits, the vocal is, the chorus is edited and tuned, and there's no real need for clip gaining because all of them are the same level. We've done that. It's time to import my template or take advantage of a previous win, like I said. So, a bit of foreshadowing. I'm going to import Where is that? I'm going to import the vocals from Shades, which is a session that we're going to cover. So I'm just going to import this here. These vocals that I'm importing, or this vocal chain that I'm importing from Shades, is the how to make your mixes sound more analog type of stuff. It's a song featuring Zero, but we'll get to that. So I'm gonna take these rap vocals over here that I have, and I'm just gonna move them. I'm gonna take, I got that emphasis, got the emphasis over here, just gonna move it. This is the cool thing about having a template. Okay, this doesn't conform to my template. You chose rap. In fact, I want an effect on that. I might send the you chose rap to something else, but let's send it to the emphasis for now. Okay, so we got it in there, so we can essentially we can save it as a different version in case we want to come back to the edits. So save as new version. In case we want to come back to the edits, we want a session where we still have the edits and no processing, and we just want to review. So that's a new version. And then I'm gonna remove this. I'm gonna remove this, and I'll go through the way it's set up in a second. And then I want something for my vocals over here, and I'm going to go to one of my gospel songs. So I'm gonna go to Our Girl and Diwe Mnisi. I'm gonna go to one of her songs, randomly selecting one. I guess the last one we did was Maria Jesu, and then we're just gonna go here. I think that's the latest mix for it. And then we're gonna import the backing vocals, use them as a starting point, because the vocals that Kensei gave us does conform to the 3-part harmony, essentially, of like an alto, rather a soprano, which is your higher notes, your alto, which is your middle notes, and your tenor, like your low notes, like when I said tom 1, medium tom, and floor tom, same. I'm just gonna select backing vocals over here, but we don't need all of this, so I'm gonna uncheck some of this. I'm gonna leave all of that. I'm gonna uncheck this, and I just want 2 sopranos. So the BB bass, 2 sopranos. I just want 2 altos, and I just want 2 tenors. 2 tenors, remember that?
My 2 tennis.
And then we're just gonna import that. And then I'm gonna take my hook, and I'm just gonna move it with a macro in Cubase, and boom, there we go. Alright, I thought Cubase was about to freeze. Luckily it didn't. Okay, let's move you guys back to the top. So now we have a starting point for the vocal. Like I said, this is not where it's gonna end up, but this is a great starting point for the vocal to start processing. Alright, let's hear.
Been trying to break out since my adolescence. 30 plus now, still.
As you can hear, first thing, there's over compression. That's why you can't just set and forget. Like, I'm just hearing over compression. And just to put some respect on his name, let's say Kensei. Let's say Funky. We got emphasis, and we just say Kensei bus. Got the lead comp, got the emphasis bus, right? Emphasis, you chose rap. Okay, so now it's like we mixing for Kensei and not for Zero. All right, so I have the channel here. So there is this episode coming up, global versus nested effects, and I don't want to give too much away and take away too much from that episode, but we will be peering into that episode, essentially, where you get to see some of my parallel effects, you get to see some of my routing, you get to see how I do things. So let's just turn this up. This goes to the Kensei bus. Let's just make sure everything is routed. Oh, that's why we're hearing weird overcompression.
Plus now, still searching for my blessings. Maybe
That is much better. That is much, much better.
maybe my essence doesn't resonate amongst these vessels, harboring souls, but I know.
So on the vocal, let's see what we have here. We have my 4000G. We have a basic EQ going, a standard EQ that I do on vocals, and we'll get into that later. And it's basically duplicated on that. And what we're going to do is we're going to put this way quieter. He said he does want this way quieter, so we're going to make it quieter so that...
No. Overlooked and lacking real belief, and that's just me towards myself and not externally.
So it adds like a layer instead of being part of the vibe. And so we have the emphasis going to emphasis. We're just checking our routing. We have that not going to, let's go lead pi, lead pi, lead pi. Okay, so that is going to the things. So on the vocal, we have some parallel compression, we have some tape, and we have some tape. And we'll go through why later. And we choose any one of those. Those are sort of just like some nested and parallel effects I have on the vocal. And just making sure everything is routed, because sometimes Cubase can throw you under the bus. Cool, so there's the vocal.
Essence doesn't resonate amongst these vessels, harboring souls, but I know. Overlooked and lacking real belief, and that's just me towards myself and not externally.
So let's just check the processing on it.
I was stuck eternally, a victim of my own brief achievements, but they...
So I'm doing a little compression, I'm doing a little EQ here. We will probably go through vocals later. And then it goes to this bus where I got...
But the dub and brain no ceiling be too low for my ambition.
Got a tape machine, got a compressor. Let's just check how this compressor is working.
A vicious cycle. I'm not trying to be a throwback, stuck in the ECF cause I'm still dropping all these dope tracks. And if I wrote that, every letter certified. Why you type?
Okay, and then we have the parallel processing on the lead vocal that I have. Let's see this guy.
Plus now, still searching for my blessing.
So it's hitting right. So I'm just going to bring the mixer over here that you guys are not seeing in my other screen. So what I'm trying to achieve here, here's the Kensei bus, right? Here is the Kensei bus. And I'm just trying to let these parallel effects on the Kensei bus hit at run about -20. So we got this over here. We got the flywheel and we got the tape machine, the Kiev tape machine. So yes, I'm trying to remember which tutorial now, but yes, these are some of the nested effects I have on my vocal. So we're just going to focus here and watch these things here.
Maybe my essence doesn't resonate amongst these vessels, harboring souls, but I know. Overlooked and lacking real belief, and that's just me towards myself and not externally.
So they're hitting at round about -20, which is where I want them. So like all of these effects will add nicely, and we can do like an A/B to C. A/B to C. And then let's just do an A/B and C.
Been trying to break out since my adolescence. 30 plus now, still searching for my blessings. Maybe my essence doesn't resonate amongst these vessels, harboring souls, but I know. Overlooked and lacking real belief, and that's just me towards myself and not to...
So as you can hear, it just adds a bit of thickness to the vocal. That's essentially what it's supposed to do. And then this bus goes to here. We have some Galfos.
Externally, I was stuck eternally.
Some why is my brain like malfunctioning now? Some de-essing, some Speccraft,
A victim of my own brief achievements, but the dub and brain no ceiling be too low for my ambition.
Add the Neve preamp that I like, and all of this will make sense once we go through the analog, how to analog stuff. I'm saving some source for that episode. But I will go into some detail, not to stress. So our vocal is routed. Now we just check the routing on our backing vocal. So, I forgot. We got the auto tune there now. Okay, yeah. It goes to BVs, BVs. All of them is routed properly. Goes to BVs, stereo out. And BV Pi. Yeah, just want to make sure all of the effects, and it's the same here with the tape that I have on the backing vocals. It's the same.
Souls, but I know.
Like I'm hearing, I think the effect might be too intense of the tape. So you want to check these things because you don't want to throw yourself under the bus.
She won't let me go.
Okay, we're just going to investigate what's making the vocals distort. Oh, I see there's a link. Let's just take the link off. Let's unlink the vocals. So another thing that I do, let's just do this, unlink. So another thing I like to do with vocals is, so you can see there's a soprano, alto, tenor on the mixer. So you got that. So I like to press this. I say link, and then I say soprano. Okay, fingers work. Soprano. And then I'm going to link just about everything except for the panning and all that stuff. So I just want to link the channel, soprano. And now when I do, and I'll demonstrate it a bit, one thing to one channel, it does things to the other channel as well. So I'm going to link the alto as well. I'm going to link the alto, and I'm going to link the tenor. Just press link. And I'm going to link the tenor. All right, so now when I move the soprano down, the other channel's volume gets adjusted. And then when let's bring up these 4000 Gs. So when I do something on one, it does something on the other. It does the commensurate thing on the other thing. When I apply EQ, when I move the channel, so let's just move that down, for example, because that's a bit hot now. And then you can see they essentially do the same thing. Then I don't have to go to each channel and do the same thing. So what we're going to just do is just bring this down. Just going to bring this down slightly. Let's just check this.
She won't let me go.
Okay, and then we're going to do the same with the alto. So we're going to take the soprano down, maybe make it a little bit quieter because we're hearing distortion. We're going to take this down as well, the alto, and we're just going to check this. Okay, it's good, everything is fine. Let me just check how the compressor is behaving on the altos. Let's just bring this other guy up.
She won't let me go.
Okay, we're getting some soft clipping there. I just want to check what the channels are peaking at. So let's just bring up this mix console over here. Let's just drag it all the way over here because I am hearing some distortion, and it could be that things are too hot. This is why you need to check.
She won't let me go.
Yeah, the altos I would say are a bit hot, so we're just gonna drag some of that down. And let's check it again.
She won't let me go.
Cool beads. Let's check the tenor vocal. Let's also just drag that down.
She won't let me go.
The distortion that we were experiencing has decidedly improved. So let's drag the channels down just a little bit more.
She won't let me go.
Okay, cool. Tape. Let's just see what the compressor is doing on this.
She won't let me go.
Okay, see why you need to check. Now that distortion is gone and sounding a lot better.
She won't let me go.
Okay, cool. The compressor is at its peak, hitting about...
She won't let me go.
Sitting about 3 at its peak, which is where I want it. I got some tape face. And then... And guys, I'm going to do an in-depth vocal tutorial. And this will all make sense. I got some Galfos over here. We don't need to check the... we got some low, high passing over here. That's just taking out some of that low energy stuff. And then we got a de-esser over here. I like the split S. And we got this guy as well. Speccraft. Let me just put it on its default. Let's just, yeah.
She won't let me go.
And then we got the Neve preamp that I like. And let's see where this is peaking. The BV bus.
She won't let me go.
Okay, sounding considerably better. We can just maybe crank that up and get a little bit of soft clipping from that channel.
She won't let me go.
Okay, cool. I am happy with that. I am very, very happy with that. So we got the lead vocals in their channel. We got the backing vocals in their channels. And we checked out basically the gain staging of everything, that from process to process, that there is no clipping. The backing vocals started out by clipping, but now we know from processor to processor there's no clipping, and we are ready to do a static mix. So we can really just check it to the beat stuff, get a static mix going, and see what is up. All right, before I forget, I need to import my master bus. So with the static mix, I want to import master bus. Now, because this is like a different experience for me, because I'm used to getting stems and individual pieces of beat that's not processed. I don't know what's going to happen with this beat. So I'm going to have to truncate my... Let's go back to this guy. I'm going to have to truncate my master bus most likely and readjust it. So I'm just going to import some reverb here, which I forgot to import. Usually I import reverb with stuff so that I don't have to set it again, but we'll have to set it from scratch. So I'm just going to import my master bus from the last digital mix that I had. And then I'm going to import the reverb as well. All right. And let's just put those over there. And then I'll probably truncate my master bus. This stuff that I need to probably take away, because I'm not gonna need a whole bunch. So I'll just start there for now, and I'll see, maybe that is what I need. And I got my reverb, so I'll apply my reverb. So I'm just gonna route this to the master bus, And I'm gonna route this to the master bus. I'm gonna send this BVs as well. And then the beat stuff, okay, so let's just do some admin here. I'm gonna have to divide it into, let me delete these. I'm gonna delete these. This is causing a bit of noise that I keep hearing. So let us, man, I forgot to, my internet is on. WhatsApp popping up at, forgive me.
Max.
Whatever. Okay, so I'm gonna keep these. Let's just see. We got the bass slide, we got the beats, we got the vinyl. Vinyl is quite noisy. Let's just turn that down. And I probably won't keep it while the vocals are playing. And we got the glissando and a thing. So I'm gonna put this under, let's create its own group. I'm gonna call this Misc Stuff. I'm gonna call this Misc Stuff, and we bring this Misc Stuff down, and I'm gonna leave this at beat stuff. I'm gonna put this down for now. So the bass slide, the beat with drums, and this is now going to one place, and the mist stuff is going to one place. So I'm just going to mute this vinyl thing for now. Let us put some just cursory stuff on this mist stuff. We're going to put 4000G on it, and we're just going to give it a perfunctory processing. Let's just see what's happening here. Okay, we can put that way down. Cool. And then we're going to go to this reverse symbol. Okay, cool. And we can also put that way down. And we'll set the level for it later. The vinyl, to further add to the effect, I'm just gonna put this guy on it and just leave it standard. The bass slide. Oh, the bass slide. Let's just listen to that bass slide. Okay, let's go from here. Press play. Okay, so we're gonna put a 4000E on the bass slide. Like I said, just for me, there's nothing for the 4000E in terms of bottom end. And I'm just gonna do my trademark boost in the high mids, no, in the low mids, sorry, in the 160 area, and might need a bit of sub. I'm just preempting, and then I'm just gonna leave these. Okay, so just as some, this is gonna keep popping up. Let me just switch off my internet. Boom. Okay, internet off. I think so. No?
Not saying anything.
Thanks, Bruce.
Just gonna look at you.
So now that the internet is off, let's get on with the mixing. Nice one. Okay, so yeah. Let us, now that everything is going to the master bus, we are going to set levels starting with the lead vocal.
A vicious,
Oh, sorry.
a vicious cycle. I'm not trying to be a throwback, stuck in the ECF cause I'm still dropping all these dope tracks.
Okay, then I just like to ease the beat in, sort of like
eternally. A victim of my own brief achievements, but the Durban brain no ceiling be too low for my ambition. A vicious cycle, I'm not trying to be a throwback, stuck in the ECF cause I'm still dropping all these dope tracks. And if I wrote that, every letter certified, wired tightly to the truth. My youth was wasted but was live. Newlands East is
Oh, that glissando coming through. Let's just turn that down and let's go to it.
Newlands East is where I cut my teeth.
Sounds nice though.
Newlands East is where I cut my teeth.
I like it. Let's hear that reverse symbol.
So put your middle fingers up.
Let's turn that down.
So put your middle finger.
Okay, there we go. Let's hear this beat here.
Gonna do, boy, when the bills stack higher and your wife's so tired that her love expire. Yeah, you need to think on that. All of your homies are progressing, where your paper at? Oh, Corona fucked it up, then where your apron at? Why you not out looking for a job? What kind of man is that? Now how to
Okay, so that seems like a good level to start, and let's just check the master bus when that comes in.
homies are progressing, where your paper at? Oh, Corona fucked it up, then where your apron at? Why you not out looking for a job? What kind of man is that? Now how you supposed to create with all your
There seems to be room for pushing it a bit more.
with all this loading your plate, scraping and hoping for change while keeping a smile on your face. But every day is like a step closer to going insane. It's just so much pain. But I was meant to fly, not just.
Okay, so there is room for us to take up this stuff. So let's just boost it a bit more. I'm just gonna add a bit more. I'm gonna give sculpt a bit more.
Not just survive until the day I die. It won't stop calling, so I'm meant to try. Put my heart and soul into it while I'm still alive. Cause when I'm under and pushing up flowers. Oh,
Okay, so now we have some basic levels that we set. So the beat is sitting nice with the vocal.
homies are progressing, where your paper at? Oh, Corona giving you a gap unless the steel clap. Or you pushing clean matte white bricks in stacks. Not even corporate seems to cut it, and you still chose rap. How was that? Don't you?
Okay, cool. Those are some cool levels for us to begin with, but that kick is, man. Okay, I'm gonna need to fetch that kick again. Oh my goodness. I need to. Whoops. Let me go to beat stuff. Let's do that kick again. And where do these begin? I'm just gonna copy that and then paste that so that they begin roughly the same time. Okay, that didn't work. There we go. So they begin roughly the same time. Now, I didn't want to do this. We have to layer the kick in, it would seem. So I'm just thinking about my life and what we're about to endure. So the problem is that this is a live drummer. So listen to this. That is a live drummer, right? And the kicks are going to be at different places. So in layering the kick, we are going to be giving ourselves admin. So the first thing we're going to do in this kick, but we'll thank ourselves later because that kick it's kind of light. So the first thing we're going to do is detect silence. And I want a deeper detect silence than that. Much deeper. right? Process. Okay, it's not giving me what I want. But we essentially need to put each kick on time with each kick. Oh my goodness. This is going to take long. So I'll do the first few for you guys, and then we're going to snap our fingers and it will be done for you guys, but it won't. It would have been painful for me. I've had to do this. I once had a show where it was two drummers. They had Ligon and Ramon, for those who know those excellent drummers, and they played, the song together, and I needed to make them groove. I would spend a day just putting them together. So like that's essentially, if I look at this, that's where the kick begins. And the phase is not going to be perfect. And this is where, remember in the drum tutorial where we spoke about phase and getting stuff to essentially work together. This is where pi really, really comes in handy. And then so the problem is we're going to have to read some serious matrix code here as well. So putting this kick on time. And then let's see. Now with this, it becomes best guess type of stuff. It doesn't seem like there's a kick there, but it seems like there's a kick here. And we can sort of recognize the kick by this little thing here. So we're just going to do best guess. So there's no kick here. So let's just mute that. I guess they just programmed the loop. Yeah. So you can hear that kick go out of phase there. So let's just move it. Oof, man, this is about to be at least 30 minutes to an hour of my life. But like I said, with every mix, there's veggies that you have to eat. And unfortunately, if I want this mix to slap, because it's sounding kind of flat. I didn't mean to rhyme. If I want it to slap, I'm going to have to endure this and go through it. And I can see like there's not two kicks, but they programmed two kicks. And it's going to sound weird. Putting this kick on time. Where is this? Ooh. Oh my goodness. I can't even see. Okay. So what I'm going to do for you guys is I'm just going to snap my fingers and fast forward. And it is done. It is beautiful. Okay, now that we've done the kick and we got that working nicely, before I forget, I need to set up some pies and some galfos. So on the beat stuff, I'm going to set up as a post fader. I'm going to set up a galfos. So it's kind of like, for those that have seen how people sidechain with soothe. So I'm just going to set it up here, and I'm going to say pi. I'm going to say lead pi. And then I'm going to say pi here. I'm going to say BB pi. And I'm going to say another pi here, which is EMP pi. So these are the sidechains. I'm going to just activate the sidechain. And then for now, we're just going to choose random settings. And we're going to tame it a bit. So what this does is, and what it gives me is sort of like, it's a sidechain of the vocal into the beat. The vocal is creating space for itself. The best way I can describe it is that the vocal is folding around, or the beat is folding itself around the vocal. That's the best way I can. You'll see. So when I play this,
overlooked and lacking real belief, and that's just me towards myself and not externally. I was stuck eternally, a victim of my own brief achievements, but the Durban brain.
So as you can see there, like the vocal is taking out some lows that it needs, and is taking out some highs, or adding some highs to sort of match the tone. It's a nice little trick.
Urban brain, no ceiling be too low for my ambition. A vicious cycle, I'm not trying to be a throwback.
Very cool trick. It's pretty standard. Then I'm going to put pi on here, and I'm gonna put this, let's say group 2. Let's put it on group 1. Let's put it on bottom end. And what this will essentially do is it also creates some better phase correlation between the vocal, which also has pi on it, and the beat stuff. Now, the beat stuff, the channel weight is at default. So that means the vocal weight is way higher. So that means the beats phase correlation is conforming to the vocal. This is a bit of like deeper thinking. So now we have pi set up, we have Galfos set up as a sidechain, and we need it on these as well. So we're just gonna drag this up, and then I'm gonna say pi. I'm gonna say 3. Let's say misc. Yeah, we got that, and we're gonna say Galfos. So usually my chain is already set up with all my routing, and I don't need to do this, but for the sake of this tutorial, pi, 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 there we go. So now the misc stuff, when they do their thing,
Newlands East is where.
let's just say some brightness in it. The bias is to tame, and let's turn it tame up. So just some random, so y'all can just see it at work.
Newlands East is where I cut my teeth. Mama Road.
So even in the glissando and the reverse symbol, because it's on the mist stuff group, the vocal will cut out space for itself in these things. It's kind of like, for those that see Track Spacer and Jason Joshua use Soothe, it's kind of like the same thing. I prefer Galfos. It just gives me a nicer result. We all have our preferences. Okay, I think it's set up. It's been a full day, and I think we're gonna leave it there for today. I mean, like, there was a lot of editing involved. I had to put that kick thing, and I think we have good levels. Just listen to these levels.
To certified, why you tightly took the truth. My youth was wasted but was live. Newlands East is where I cut my teeth.
That's a good place to start in terms of a static mix. And then now we can get into the real mixing. Well, not the real mixing. We can get into the automation. But as I said in my Prep for Success, I'm going to save that for another day. It's been a long day. See y'all tomorrow. All right, boys and girls, welcome to day 2. Decided to wear the same fit, for continuity, but here we go. So today, we're going to do some automating, and you get to really see how I get into automating vocals and other stuff. Usually this is way more in depth because I have, like I said, individual elements to consider, like drums and bass and stuff, but in this case it's just a beat and a vocal, which is also just a great opportunity for us to showcase some what I do, but on a more basic level. So we did some good work yesterday. Let's see where we left off. And full disclosure, after we wrapped up, it is difficult to teach and work at the same time. So I did do some ancillary work, just did a little bit of work, just touched up some of my moves, focus more on getting a beat ready to, while the song ready to be automated. So I did do some extra stuff, some EQ on the beat, just a little bit of low end that I wanted. Let me demonstrate this. So if I go to the beat stuff over here, I put on some EQ there on the 4000E, just some lows that I wanted to boost in. Some that would be tantamount to 60 hertz. Some of that 160 hertz. I took away the vinyl noise, like I said. There's the glissando and cymbal stuff that we got there. The bass slide, I put some tape on it. Just touching up stuff. Getting stuff where I needed to be, getting the chains. There were some problems that I experienced in the lead vocal. Some clicks and stuff. Lots of low energy I experienced in the vocal. So yeah, there
Overlook
was
real
a
belief.
lot of low energy that I experienced that I needed to just take out with this guy. Now I don't usually have EQs like this, but there was a lot of low energy. Let's just check that out.
Overlooked and lacking real belief. And that's just me towards myself and not externally. I was stuck eternally, a victim of my own achievements, but the
So I just needed to take some of that out.
my own brief achievements, but the Durban brain no ceiling be too low for my ambition. Just cycle up.
All right. So, and I wanted to swap out compressor. Now, usually that's my go-to one, but I decided to go with the iron to give me a warmer vocal. There's some problems I experienced with the vocal that we'll probably fix as we go along. And yeah, I got everything where I needed it to be. So that's some of the moves I made while we were off camera, just to bring you guys back up to date. I did add some reverb as well. There's some reverb on the vocals now. So if we listen to what we have here.
Looked and lacking real belief. And that's just me towards myself and not externally. I was stuck eternally, a victim of my own brief achievements, but the dub ceiling be too.
So we have some reverb on the things. I put some delay on the emphasis.
And not externally.
So I felt like it just needed it for this ethereal type of vibe. So I put some delay on it. And of course we did all of our clip gating and stuff to get everything where it's supposed to be. And then today we're just going to do nice levels.
In the ECF, cause I'm so dropping all these dope tracks. And if I wrote that, every letter certified. Wire tightly to the truth, my youth was wasted but was live. Newlands East.
Okay, so that's where we are today. Now, this is how I automate. This is secret sauce. Now, I'm preempting an episode that I have. Let me just save here as well. I'm preempting an episode that is coming up, which is how I essentially automate. But let's give you a brief overview because this episode is essentially giving a lot of sources away that I save for future videos. But I felt like we just needed to do this video. So when I automate my vocals, I like to automate to what I call an objective level. I used to have lots of problems with my vocals, like going a bit too high at points, dipping below what I call the audible horizon, right? And the vocals would dip or go too high. And what I would often find is that I'm fighting with the arrangement to try to get it to work until I formulated this method. I start mixing with the vocals and I try to get the vocals nice and even, and then I raise everything in relationship to the vocal. Now, this is a nice, easy like example because there's only one beat. There's only one element to the beat, which is the beat. I don't have lots of drums and things to consider. So what I do to establish the subjective level, I have some pink noise with a loop that I like to use and with the click track. So firstly, let's just play the click track. Right? That's the click track native to Cubase. And then I'm going to create some effects tracks. Got that test generator. I'm going to send that to stereo out. I'm going to create 2 of it, and I'm going to say pink. Right. Let's just mute those. And then I'm going to drag it to the session. This I'm going to call pink MB, which stands for master bus. And I'm going to call this pink SO, right, which stands for stereo out. So this pink noise over here is going to go to my stereo out. This one is going to go to my master bus, my master builder that we have over here. And I'm going to put this on pink noise, right? And what will essentially happen is that this pink noise will act as like a sort of like a proxy for the music, for the band, but it's a consistent level. It's not in flux. It's not like the piano that will suddenly come up, or the guitar solo that will suddenly appear. It's a consistent level that allows me to set my vocal level. So in concert with the click that we have over here. So I'm just going to drag this down, and I'm going to put on the pink noise. Now, full disclosure, this is irritating. I'm sorry, but this is how I do things. I'll try to keep the pink noise things brief. Right, so I have the pink noise there. Then I have the pink noise going to the stereo out, which is essentially the same thing. Right, but it's going to the stereo out. That means the difference is the one going to my master bus is getting my master bus processing, and it is interacting with the compressors and the EQs and stuff. And it's quite deliberate because it helps me set vocal levels. Like I said, the pink noise is acting as a proxy for the other elements, like the drums and the keys and stuff. And when it goes to the stereo out, it's just also a level that's not affected by the master bus. And then the last thing I like to get is, if we come to loops, say bucket, swing. So this guy, I do like him. So let me import him, and it's set to musical, so it conforms to the tempo. And what I like to do is just, I'm going to convert to mono. I'm going to convert him down to mono. So, boom, boom, because the vocal is in mono, so I'm going to do this in mono. I don't want it in stereo. I want it, yeah, it will make sense in a bit. And like with the Prep for Success video, I'm just going to drag this until I'm satisfied with my care, and over there I'm satisfied with my care, and I'm going to send it to the master bus as well. Let's drag it down, and then in concert with the click track, my timing is terrible today. In concert with the click track and the pink noise, so we have set a level that we essentially going to automate our vocals to now, and this is gonna work out amazingly well, as it has for so many of my mixes. Let's get into it. All right, so it's time to automate. Now, I apologize beforehand. The pink noise can be irritating, but it does help me achieve my results. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to mute the beat stuff over here, and then let's get it going.
Been trying to break out since my adolescence. 30 plus now, still searching for my blessing. Maybe my essence doesn't resonate amongst these vessels, harboring souls, but I know overlooked and lacking real belief, and that's just me towards myself and utterly.
Just gonna turn this up. I hope you can hear me.
Overlooked and lacking real belief. And that's just me towards myself and not externally. Internally. Overlooked and lacking real belief. And that's just me towards myself and not externally. I was stuck eternally, a victim of my own brief achievements. But the Durban brain, no ceiling be too low for my ambition. Cycle, I'm not.
Basically, this whole section here up until let's just see.
I was stuck eternally, a victim of my own brief achievements. But the Durban brain, no ceiling be too low for my ambition. Vicious cycle.
So let's just hear the whole section.
Overlooked and lacking real belief. And that's just me towards myself and not externally. I was stuck eternally, a victim of my own brief achievements. But the Durban brain, no ceiling be too low for my ambition. A vicious cycle, I'm not trying to be a throwback. Stuck in the ECF cause I'm still dropping all these. And if I wrote low for my ambition, a vicious cycle, I'm not trying to be a throwback. Stuck in the ECF cause I'm still dropping all these dope tracks. And if I wrote that, every letter certified. Wired tightly to the truth, my youth was wasted but was live. And this is where.
So this part over here that I just want to lift this slightly, and then that my youth was wasted but was live. I would like to just take down slightly. Let's just.
It's a certified, wired tightly to the truth. My youth was wasted but was live. Ulan's East is where. I wrote that, every letter certified. Wired tightly to the truth. My youth was wasted but was live. East is where I. Certified, wired tightly to the truth. My youth was wasted but was live. East is where I.
All right, let's just listen to that entire section over here, and then we get a feel for how the automation goes.
I'm still dropping all these dope tracks. And if I wrote that, every letter certified. Wired tightly to the truth. My youth was wasted but was live. East is.
Okay, nice. So you can hear that was nice and even, and we essentially gonna do this for the first verse. We're gonna do this for the second verse, but with the magic of editing, I'm just going to have it done right now. So as you can see, this is where I ended up. This is how I automated verse 2. This is how I automated the first verse. And yeah, that's where we got it. So that should sit nicely now. And let's just nudge the beat in and then just listen to how it sits on the beat. So I'm going to switch off the click, the bucket swing, and all that. So let's just, yep.
Been trying to break out since my adolescence. 30 plus now, still searching for my blessings. Maybe my essence doesn't resonate amongst these vessels, harboring souls, but I know.
Okay, that sounds like it's sitting nicely, and we will automate it with time and get it to sit and feel nicely. Let's get on to the backing vocals. Let's just hear how those sit. And now, because we sort of have a level for the beat and the lead vocal, it's kind of easy to set levels for these vocals. Now, like I said, I don't want to give too much away from future videos, but this is still some valuable insight into how it gets done. So let's set the level for these backing vocals over here.
For my blessings, maybe my essence doesn't resonate amongst these vessels, harboring souls, but I know she won't let me overlooked and lacking real belief, and me towards myself.
Okay, so we can turn those down. Now, usually what I do, and I'm just sparing you guys, I do fold the backing vocals down to mono, and Okay, maybe not that much. I do fold it down to mono and then I automate it and I check it on different systems. Like I said, future video on this. And then I still have the pink noise on, but I'm trying to spare you guys ears. It's quite irritating to listen to. That's the drawback of that system.
These vessels harboring souls, but I know overlooked and lacking real belief. It's me towards my.
That sounds like a good level. Now, I'm in headphones. Now, I usually do all of these checks on different systems, and that's what I'm going to do off camera later on, but let's just keep automating.
Fly away, but I still follow. Shit.
Okay, so we can hear here by the chorus that we need to essentially lift this by quite a bit. And because there's two parts, there's a part where soprano comes in, we'll most likely need to automate it down and up. And let's see what we get.
See you twitch and fly away, but I still follow. Shit.
Yeah, that's a better level for this.
Twitch and fly away, but I still follow. Shit.
All right, so in the headphones, it's sounding good to me. So what I'll do is at a separate time, because my studio is set up for filming and not for mixing. I will just go through it and then we'll get the automation and it will probably look like this. So this is what I essentially got to. I got the set over here. Let's listen to how that goes.
Harboring souls, but I know overlooked and lacking real belief, and that's just me towards myself.
And then I got the hook to sit like this.
Twitch and fly away, but I still follow.
I do want a little bit more of the beat in the chorus section, so let's just see here.
And fly away, but I still.
So let's just maybe lift it slightly for the chorus.
See you twitch and fly away, but I still follow.
Okay, cool. So that makes sense. So let's just listen to a little bit of it. Let's just listen to some of the verse and into the chorus, and let's listen how it's sitting.
Trying to be a throwback, stuck in the ECF, cause I'm still dropping all these dope tracks. And if I wrote that, every letter certified. Wired tightly to the truth, my youth was wasted but was live. Newlands East is where I cut my teeth. Murmur Road, Albacore, the gully lives in me. Marion Ridge, G-side, made me a pedigree. Flat 5, oh, I rip her till the death of me. Oh yeah, that's destiny, she's being a bitch. Leads me on, switch it up, then leave me in a ditch. So this is for every moment I came close to it, just to see you twitch and fly away. But I still follow.
All right, so we have the second verse as well with the kick let's just listen to how that turned out as well.
So put your middle fingers up if you feel trapped. Life not giving you a gap unless the steel clap. Or you pushing clean matte white bricks in stacks. Not even corporate seems to cut it, and you still chose rap. How was that? Don't you have a daughter? Cause she can't live on all these lyrics. Don't you wanna spoil her? What you gonna do, boy, when the bills stack higher and your wife's so tired that her love expire? Yeah, you need to think on that. All of your homies are progressing, where your paper at? Oh, Corona fucked it up, then where your apron at? Why you not out looking for a job? What kind of man?
Right, now it is sounding nicely together. So one thing that y'all didn't see me do, because I would get copyright strikes, is that I do A/B my mix between mine and not just the rough mix, but other mixes, references that I use. And I will have a tutorial on this. There's a tutorial coming up how I get my stuff to translate, essentially. So besides when I did all the automation and I did all the moves and stuff, I did test it against other mixes, and an episode of that is to come. So to make sure that I'm in the ballpark in terms of my tone, in terms of my levels, in terms of the presentation, in terms of the bass and everything. But obviously I can't play other people's songs on this channel. I will get a copyright strike. But that is what I also advise with your mixes, is that if the client has a rough mix, ask them for the rough mix and compare it to the rough mix, sort of see where they wanted to take the beat. So with this rough mix, he boosted the bass quite a bit. So that's why I boosted the bass on the beat that I was given. I generally try not to process the beat, but in this regard I had to process the beat a little, just to bring up the bass and give it the same feel he was giving it, and it worked out. It was quite a good call, and it just getting the bass to sit with the kick nicely as well. So I had to do those boosts that I showed y'all earlier. So what y'all didn't see was my referencing. And what y'all didn't see is that I did have to readjust my studio so that I can, because I sit further back. I have to use the space for filming, and I'm sitting further forward, and I'm using headphones with the mic. And then when I'm sitting up for mixing, I do have to sit further back, and the mic goes off, else feedback and stuff like that. You guys get it. But this is essentially the result. This is essentially the process. You guys got a nice microscopic view into my process, and there is more to come. I'm going to delve even deeper into these. For everything I introduce y'all, there's levels to the stuff, and there's just more that I want to show y'all. All right, boys and girls, and that's where we're gonna leave this one. That was quite the marathon, and I was different from all the other videos I did. Usually my videos have a script and much of an outline. For that one, it took 2 days. It took moving my studio around. It took mixing it a way that I have not done before, to be honest, because I've not had to do a tutorial of me mixing a song live. So it was a first for me, and you guys got to see that first, which is pretty awesome. As promised, next week we continue on the journey. We talk about how to make your mixes sound more analog. There is so much sauce involved there. I do encourage you guys to tune in for that one. We just finished our drum mixing tutorial, and that I wouldn't say lays the foundation. Just go and watch it, okay? Just go and watch it. That's all I'm gonna say. It is awesomeness if you want to get your drums to slam. And I just finished digital drums masterclass as well, so that is coming in the future. So if you enjoyed today's video like I enjoyed making it for you, don't be shy to hit the buttons on whichever platform you are seeing this. Throw some fire emojis our way. You know how we feel about fire emojis, how they just nourish us, and it really keeps us going. It's really motivating to see you guys responding to the videos and commenting, liking, subscribing. The the growth, though we're a small channel, has been very encouraging. And when you subscribe, when you hit that subscribe and that follow, you letting us know that you are looking forward to what is coming, and there's lots coming. If you just check out our channel, look on our channel, I have uploaded basically what is coming in the future. And just if you subscribe, basically you'll be notified when all of that goodness drops. All right, boys and girls, that's it for today. I'm tired. It's been a journey. As always, love what you do and do what you love. Peace.
Right, cut. That's a wrap. Let's go home, guys.